Welcome to Louisiana Football TV Magazine. I'm your host, Lee Burkeen, for another great show here Tuesday night in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the show is always live. We're seeing in New Orleans, Lafayette, Baton Rouge live, and Houma Lafourche in St. Tammany, Tangipahoa Parish, taped tomorrow night. We've got a great lineup. Kenneth Marshall, former Franklin High School, Nicholls State football star, shot put champion in the United States. Leonard Marshall, his brother's calling in from New Jersey. New York Giants. We've got the head coach, Dykes, from Live Oak High School. And Glen Oaks, we've got their two stud football players. We've got the recruit, quarterback from Live Oak, Cole LeBlanc. And we also have the head coach from Glen Oaks High School. We'll see you when we come back. You're watching Louisiana Football TV Magazine.
A sports injury can put you out of action. But your game's not over because you drafted the right team. At the Bone and Joint Clinic, you're treated by experts in sports medicine, experienced therapists and staff, and the latest equipment and services in a comfortable environment where you're treated like family because we want to see you suit up again. Clinic.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College. And for over 35 years, ITI has been a leader in technical education here in Baton Rouge.
ITI's medical division offers hands-on training in 3 new medical programs: medical billing and coding, medical management, and medical assistant. ITI offers flexible class schedules, and financial aid is available.
So let ITI help you discover a better life. Call now or go online. It's that simple.
ITI for a better life.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat everyone from long drivers to unlucky drivers. Now with 7 locations to serve you. If your doctor recommends physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name. The physical therapy choice of golfers, injured drivers, and everyone in between.
If you're looking for the gear you need in the colors you bleed, then make your first stop Co-op. Much more than just a bookstore. Co-op has the largest selection of LSU merchandise for the whole family, including tailgating supplies, LSU clothing and accessories, great gifts, and a whole lot more. Stop in or order on school supplies and textbooks. The Co-op Bookstore, where you'll always find the gear you need in the colors you bleed.
As a designer here at Bassett, I've helped all kinds of people find the custom furniture they really want. Beautiful fabrics and leathers? Got 'em. A choice of finishes? Sure. The best color combos? No problem. Whatever you're looking for, I can help you find it, and we'll have it ready in 30 days. Custom furniture from Bassett. It's a great way to make your home your own.
Papa John's is our sponsor and feeds the staff, all our guests. Wonderful company. They believe in high school football. They're a big supporter of high school football and college football in Louisiana, and a big supporter of this show. Be sure to check out all you Papa John's locations. They're all over Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and New Orleans. Thank you, Michelle Rabelais and Papa John's. Pizza was good tonight. It was hot. Pretty good stuff. I want to start the show off by saying, before we get to Kenneth Marshall, all the great teams in Louisiana this year. I mean, that seems like an old hat. You know, every year you go, oh, there's a lot of good teams. It seems like the same old song, but Baton Rouge football is getting to where it's like New Orleans. New Orleans used to be the king of Louisiana football and high school football. Lafayette is so much improved on the talent in the last 5 to 7 years, and their programs that have come along. The metro area of Lafayette, the metro area of Baton Rouge, the metro area of New Orleans, even Houma Lafourche Parish has improved. And I will try out of the breaks to talk about some of the kids. I can't get everybody in an hour every show, but feel free to call us. I know the number will be put up on the screen throughout the show. You can call us live and ask us any questions. I can't always bring up what we need to talk about. I watched about 12 hours of film today high school teams every week. Every Tuesday I watch 12 hours of film, and I really enjoyed watching a bunch of the games. Actually, Live Oak was one of the teams that I watched against Livonia. But without waiting any longer, I want to introduce a special guest, Kenneth Marshall, a great guy from Franklin, Louisiana. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Glad to be here, Lee.
I mean, I've talked to you several weeks through Facebook, through the phone, texting. When we were in high school, we didn't have texting,
Right.
Facebook.
Right.
But it helped, you know, bridge to get you on tonight, and I'm glad that you came all the way down. I want to brag about you a little bit before we start talking. Kenneth, at one time, was the national shot put champion in the United States. That's right, all of the United States. He was the #1 shot put champion with the longest throw. I wouldn't say ran against him, but we had a track meet at LSU, and Kenneth doesn't remember this at the time because he had that game face on, you know, when you're going to throw the shot put for a state record. Why is somebody going to come up to me? Meaning I went up to Kenneth during a track meet. I was in the track meet, the same track meet that had Emmett Smith in the 100 meters, Jeff DeLome, the late Jeff DeLome from Breaux Bridge. There was 5 participants in the 100 meters, Kenneth, that ran 10.5. I finished 7 out of 10, man. I was great. I was glad I was 7 out of 10. But before I ran the 100 meters, I had a little time between runs, and I went and watched the guys throw the shot put. And I'd read about a Kenneth Marshall from Franklin, and he was legendary to me. I kept up recruiting while I was in high school. And I remember coming up to you, Kenneth, and you were about to throw the shot put, and you were practicing. And you threw it 55 feet, and you were angry. And I'm like, 55 feet wins meets. And I said, man, how far can you throw it? You said, oh, over 65. Tell everybody your longest throw.
Yeah, in high school, I threw the shot put 67.7 at the state meet in '89, and I jumped up 5 feet from the junior year. I was actually 62. I won it with 62 something, and my senior year was 67.7. And it was a remarkable throw. I wound up going to the Orlando Centennial in high school, that track meet, along with the track meet to the Golden Centennial, where all the big stars for high school that go from Marion Jones, and the list goes on from with that All-American track meet. So I think that, you know, being in that situation was wonderful for Franklin. It was wonderful for myself, and Franklin High School. It was actually for me to be up on that stage along with Chris Castile, which was the 100-meter champion in the state, which ran against Rocket Ishmael, Ricky Waters, Willie Jackson in that state. Willie Jackson actually played at Florida. I went to the New Orleans Saints, so pretty good decisions there.
Before we bring Leonard on, I want to go ahead and bring his picture on with LSU. If we could pull up his picture. We have Leonard Marshall, who's Kenneth's brother. Now, Leonard's 10 years older than Kenneth. They both played at Franklin High School, which I call to this day D-Line U, right? All the guys that came out of Franklin.
Right.
Leonard played at LSU. We all know the story. 2 Super Bowls with the Giants. Played next to Lawrence Taylor, Gary Reasons, Carl Banks, all the great players. Leonard, do we have you on live? Do we have Leonard? Leonard.
With the
hey, Leonard.
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you.
Hey, we've got Kenneth, your brother, sitting here with me, and I know you're in New Jersey right now, correct?
No, I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida, okay. Doing a little vacation?
No, I'm actually down at my home is here.
Okay. How good was your brother, Leonard, in the shot put? We're bragging about how he threw it 67 feet in high school.
You say how good was he?
Yeah, and you're.
From what I heard, he was a terrific. He was a terrific shot putter, track and field man back in his day. You know, I never got a chance to see Kenny throw the shot put in high school because when he was throwing the shot put in high school, I was trying to win Super Bowls.
Right. Leonard, tell everybody, I mean, you still keep up with the Tigers. I mean, you played a long time with the Giants. Can we pull that picture up with Parcells? You still go to the Giants games. We were talking on the phone the other day. I mean, you're still close to the Giants, but you follow the Tigers still. Tell everybody
absolutely.
about.
I mean, I follow both alma maters pretty well. You know, I got to tell you, you know, when I attend an LSU game, I in the Giant games, I bleed red, white, and blue. So, you know, it's the same way. You know, I mean, you know, both places have a unique spot in my heart, and you know, both places I was able to build not only a career but an identity as an athlete, and one that kind of precedes me when I walk into a room.
Yeah. What was it like being honored on Monday Night Football? I think, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, Leonard, the whole Super Bowl team with the Giants at halftime on Monday Night Football. What was it like for you to get together with all your ex-teammates with the Giants, Lawrence Taylor, and everybody?
Yeah, well, for me to be there with all those guys, I mean, you're talking about a whole host of great football players. Now, I'm talking about great football players, and I mean, I can stand there and name names all day long, but unless you're a real football guy or football person, a lot of people wouldn't understand those names. Those names wouldn't mean much to them. But just to be able to stand there, you know, next and Lawrence Taylor and George Martin and Carl Banks and Phil Simms and Mark Bavaro and Joe Morris and I could just keep naming names. You know, guys that are nostalgic to New York football, names that are nostalgic, and careers that are nostalgic to New York football, just as well as they were in the 50s and 60s, just like the times when Wyatt Tittle and Frank Gifford and guys like that played football.
Leonard, we're going to take a break. Hang on the phone, okay? We're taking a commercial break. We're going to come back with more, okay, with you and Kenneth, okay? And we'll be right back. Okay.
Very good.
We're going to take a break. We'll have more with Leonard, and I'm going to talk more with Kenneth Marshall. You're watching Louisiana Football TV Magazine.
Can buying furniture really be fun? Sure. Come into Bassett, and an in-store designer like me will be happy to help. Just tell me a little about yourself and what you're looking for, and then I'll give you a bunch of great ideas. And our design help is free. Who could say no to that? Come into Bassett and discover the easy, affordable way to make a beautiful home.
State Farm agents Joe Skabinski in Baton Rouge and Tommy DeSormo in Lafayette are there for you. Call today.
Louisiana Office Supply is the largest stocking office product store in the South with a new 23,000 square foot showroom. For over 72 years, Louisiana Office Supply has met the demand for quality office products competitively priced with an extensive selection and knowledgeable staff. From office furniture to Post-it notes, there are supplies for every part of your office. Louisiana Office Supply, generation after generation, exceptional service since 1936.
Arrive to the game in style in a new or certified Peretti family vehicle.
Jaguar, with timeless elegance, is the sportiest, sexiest luxury automobile on the road. Land Rover is rough enough for all your hunting needs, yet refined enough to deserve valet parking. Mazda will connect you with your inner driver at a whole new level of intensity.
Remember, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you get to the game. Peretti, Jaguar, Land Rover, Mazda, Baton Rouge, New Orleans.
A sports injury can put you out of action. But your game's not over, because you drafted the right team. At the Bone and Joint Clinic, you're treated by experts in sports medicine, experienced therapists and staff, and the latest equipment and services in a comfortable environment where you're treated like family, because we want to see you suit up again. The Bone and Joint Clinic.
Footballmagazine.com. It's available at Barnes & Noble in Lafayette, Mandeville, Shreveport, Co-op Bookstore, Crafts Galore in West Monroe, Lakeside News in Metairie, or you can just order it off the internet. All the high schools are previewed from traveling the state, all the colleges in Louisiana. This is our 16th year since 1996. We'll go ahead and go back to Leonard. I'd like to bring up the picture of him with Montana, sacking Joe Montana. I remember growing up in the 80s, and Leonard, I never told you this, but my favorite team growing up, besides the New Orleans Saints, was the Steelers, only because Bradshaw was from Louisiana and Mel Blount played at Southern University. And my favorite football player was the 1982 LSU defense. I think me and you talked about this on the phone, that all 9 or all 11 went pro. Is that right, Leonard? All 11 on defense?
Yeah, all 11 on defense.
It's amazing. And in your long career, I watched you, I remember, because you were from Louisiana, and you were one of the few D tackles that got sacks. And we talked about this on the phone. You don't see a lot getting a lot of sacks, especially in the pros, and that's something you were able to do.
Well, you know, to be able to do that and do it out of a 3-4 defense, and to do it to the magnitude of someone like a Leroy Selman did, you know, speaks volume. I mean, I tell people all the time, you know, it's one thing to play in a 4-man line and have you know 4 down linemen rushing the quarterback every play, and you know, the defensive line coach yelling, "Get upfield, get upfield, get upfield, get upfield." But when you play in the react 3-4 defense like we played, and where our linebackers are very glorified, you know, Lawrence and Carl and Harry and Pepper Johnson and Gary Reasons and guys like that, those guys are very glorified in our scheme. You know, I or any one of the 3-4 defensive linemen we had, whether it be myself or Jim Burt or George, you know, the coverage that we got or the attention that we got it because we were just pain in the asses to block. You know, and we turned into pretty good football players as a result of it. So, you know, to be able to do what I did, man, you know, is an honor and a tribute. And, you know, I'm glad that God was with me enough to keep me healthy and keep me able to do it.
And I remember you sacking Joe Theismann and Joe Montana plenty of times.
Yeah, well, you know, and about 103 other quarterbacks, to be honest with you.
Hey, that was your sack total, right?
Yes, it was.
103. Now, you just don't hear that very. I mean, I know that Strahan had a few. And I don't know of too many pro teams to have 2-3 people with over 100 sacks. Lawrence Taylor, you, and Michael Strahan. I mean, is there another team to have 3 with over 100?
I don't know too many that did. I can honestly tell you, I don't know too many that did. You know, Michael Strahan broke my sack record in 2002. That was after, what, I guess 8 or 9 seasons in the league at the Giants in a 4-3 defense. He amassed, I think it was 79 or 80 sacks in the course of that time in a 4-3 defense. I felt honored. I got the phone call, and you know, they wanted to get me to New York before the game because they felt he was going to pass my thing, but they really was hoping that, you know, looking for the day he passed Lawrence's thing. And, you know, Lawrence's thing was, you know, a little bit out of reach for Michael. But, you know, my hat's off to guys like that, man. When you can play ball like that and play at that level and bring that much value to your club and help your club win that many football games as a result of that, my hat's off to you because you're a talent in yourself.
Leonard, I want to mention this, too, because we talked on the phone. I want to brag about Franklin High School.
Okay.
Greg Bowser, D-tackle, LSU, Franklin High School. Lyman White, LSU, Franklin High School. Clinton Burrell, Cleveland Browns, Franklin High School, several players, Daryl Phillips, D-tackle, your brother Kenneth, yourself. I mean, at one time in the 80s, Franklin owned the D-tackles, it seemed, that went D1 during that era.
You know, you got a bunch of big-body kids that come out that area, you know, and a lot of kids, you know, for a lot of them, it was their way to get out that neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, they had to try to find the best way to get out, and sports was the way to get out.
And I want to mention,
and for the most part, you know, guys like us, you know, we paved the way for a bunch of them, you know. Like myself, Clinton Burrell paved the way for me, and Lyman White paved the way for me, and I was hoping that most of the kids would just follow suit. You know, I was hoping that my brothers would follow suit. You know, a couple of them did, and a couple of them, you know, well, you know, it wasn't quite in the cards for them. But, you know, if any kid that missed the boat, that guy sitting right next to you should have been a pro football player. Because he had all the talent, all the tools, he had everything to do it. You know, it's just the breaks. You know, Kenny just didn't get the breaks that, you know, everybody else got. But, you know, I love him to death.
Let me ask you this.
He's my favorite little brother.
Let me ask you this. You know, you played all those years in the NFL, and I want to get the word out on the street. You want to get into coaching, college coaching.
Yes, I do.
I want the word out because I know that you want to be a coach.
Yes, I do. I love the coach. I love the coach at the collegiate level, and then graduate myself up. But I love to do it. I'm dying to return to my alma mater in some capacity and help them out in Baton Rouge. I think that Les has done a phenomenal job there, and I love to be part of it.
And Kenneth told me you're going to be the captain for the Auburn game. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'd like to be I'm going to be the guest captain for the Auburn game on the 22nd. You know, it'll be my 50th birthday, so I'm looking to come home for that, and bring my dad and bring my lady down there with me as well.
Well, Leonard, we're gonna go, but I appreciate you being on tonight. Everybody could hear you tonight, all the way from Florida. I know you spent a lot of time between Florida and New Jersey, New York. Really appreciate it. I'm honored to have you on tonight.
You're quite welcome, partner. Okay, guys.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to have more with Kenneth Marshall, but we're going to have one of our high school coaches come on and his recruit. We'll tell you who that is when we come back. Stay tuned. Don't turn the channel. We'll be right back in just a moment.
If you're looking for the gear you need in the colors you bleed, then make your first stop Co-op. Much more than just a bookstore, Co-op has the largest selection of LSU merchandise for the whole family, including tailgating supplies, LSU clothing and accessories, great gifts, and a whole lot more. Stop in or order online for the best prices on art supplies, school supplies, and textbooks. The Co-op Bookstore, where you'll always find the gear you need in the colors you bleed.
State Farm agents Joe Skabinski in Baton Rouge and Tommy DeSormo in Lafayette are there for you. Call today.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College. And for over 35 years, ITI has been a leader in technical education here in Baton Rouge. Our commitment is to help people just like you attain a better life through technical training.
Get hands-on real-life training in one of 9 career areas with flexible class schedules, and financial aid is available.
So let ITI help you discover a better life. Call now or go online. It's that simple.
ITI for a better life. Have you made the right call?
I made the right call.
It's easy to do. Just touch the tones.
I made the right call.
If you want to talk to the pros, you've got to make the right call.
I made the right call.
It's not that kind of call. I'm talking about the professionals at Gage Telephone. From excellent products like Toshiba to great service after the sale, make the right call. Gage Telephone, 753-4243.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat everyone from Grand Slam hitters to grandparents. Now with 7 locations to serve you. If your doctor recommends physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, the physical therapy choice of baseball players, grandparents, and everyone in between.
Check out LAFootballMagazine.com. You can go on the site and order the magazine for this season, the whole state, or you can get it at Barnes & Noble at the locations you see on the screen. You can pick it up in any of those Barnes & Nobles that's listed on the screen. I want to thank Leonard Marshall for coming on. We could have a 5-hour show just on the New York Giants, a 5-hour show on the LSU Tigers with his background, and then probably Kenneth with a 5-hour show just on Franklin High School back then, right?
Right.
We got a call, guys. We're going to go to line 1. We have Donnie. Donnie, what's your question tonight? Donnie?
How y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Okay, I'm a Scotlandville alumni.
Okay.
So that go humble the team. So who we really go run into in the playoff? That's a powerhouse.
Well, it depends on what the bracket's going to be about. But Kimani Smith, to me, is the difference with this team from last year, the quarterback.
Oh, man, and don't they look good?
They look good, but, you know, they've always had the talent. I think Coach would tell me the same thing, Landry Williams. But they finally have a quarterback field and they can throw. They don't rely on the run alone anymore.
Really? Because, I mean, the defense,
very
everything was clicking.
Yeah, and look, they've got as good skill talent as anybody. Coach, what you think?
Right now, their skill level around the state is just off the chart right now. You know, they're probably the team to beat in the city right now, without a doubt. So, you know, they're definitely a team that you look for in the playoffs.
They got the best linebacker nobody knows about in Henry Taylor. He runs a 4.5, Kenneth, 6 foot 210.
Wow.
It's like he runs through a wall to tackle you, and he can run like a corner. And he's a player that I'm surprised that LSU and some of these SEC schools haven't offered. He's a 3.0 GPA kid. Let's talk about your team, Coach. Coach Landry Williams, head coach Glen Oaks. Second time on the show.
Second time.
You played against Kenneth back in the day, right?
Back in the day, you played against Kenneth.
In college?
In college. Nickel State against Southern University. They beat us. They gave us our only loss.
Now, Kenneth was quick enough to tackle out in the flats at 300 pounds, 6'3", right?
Yeah, Lindsey Scott was a Southern running back at the time, and Foster, the fullback, was a fullback at Southern. He's the head coach at Amite High School right now. And, you know, we came to Baton Rouge to play Southern. It was 18 degrees, real cold. And we've given Southern some problems when we came here. They were like 7-0 or something at that time. And we were the only loss in the season. I think they were the HBCU national champion that year.
And they just won. Mitchell needed that win this past weekend. But Landry, your team, you never have 50 players, 60 players. You always find a way to have a good season.
Wow.
And you're always in the games. I want to tell that to the public because they don't realize, they see the scores in the paper sometimes, and when you do win or upset someone, they don't realize you only have 25, 30 kids on your team.
Yeah, it's just 25 to be exact.
It's amazing.
Well, right now we just we played up in the district because we wanted to, you know, get some PowerPoints for the playoffs and be able to get there. And a lot of teams did that among the state. You notice not a lot of great records among the city right now, but right now we're trying to build some experience going into the regular season. So hopefully we can get a chance to make a run for the playoffs and take care of district and see what it plays. Hopefully it plays off for us on the back end instead of the front end right now. But we're excited about what's going on at Glen Oaks. We play Ironman football. You know, it's all about being tough, you know, being dedicated and just you know, playing above yourself.
And I love how you always coach up your kids and you get the most out of them every game.
That's what it's all about.
It's a tribute to a hard-working coach that knows what he's doing. Two of your guys will be on later, Trey Tolliver, Jonte Hebert, a great running back, Tolliver, a great lineman. Coach, any words about your game this week? Tell everybody who you're playing this week.
We got a bye week this week. After that, we have West Feliciana, which is going to be our best game. I think they probably have the best record right now in our district with 3-2.
Yeah.
So, but it's still far from over right now. You still got the Parkview, West Feliciana, East Feliciana. So, you know, the battle is just starting.
We're going to pump your recruits later in the show because I wanted you two guys to get a lot of recognition to have you on tonight. But we have a gift for you tonight, a Superior Grill gift certificate and a shirt from us. You probably have one already, but here's another one from us. And good luck to you for the rest of the season, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Very similar to West St. Mary, where Kenneth Marshall's from, in that area where they only have 30, 35 kids on their team. We've got the head coach from Live Oak. We'll tell you who he is when we come back. And later in the show, all the recruits from Live Oak. Cola Blanc's coming up. We've got Trey Tolliver and Jonte Hebert coming on in the last segment. We want to save those guys for recruiting. We'll see you in just a minute.
Louisiana Office Supply is the largest stocking office product store in the South with a new 23,000 square foot showroom. For over 72 years, Louisiana Office Supply has met the demand for quality office products competitively priced with an extensive selection and knowledgeable staff. From office furniture to Post-it notes, there are supplies for every part of your office. Louisiana Office Supply, generation after generation, exceptional service since 1936.
Have you made the right call?
I made the right call.
It's easy to do. Just touch the tones.
I made the right call.
If you want to talk to the pros, you've got to make the right call.
I made the right call.
It's not that kind of call. I'm talking about the professionals at Gage Telephone. From excellent products like Toshiba to great service after the sale, make the right call. Gage Telephone, 753-4243.
State Farm agents Joe Skabinski in Baton Rouge and Tommy DeSormo in Lafayette are there for you. Call today.
As a designer here at Bassett, I've helped all kinds of people find beautiful fabrics and leathers. Got them. A choice of finishes? Sure. The best color combos? No problem. Whatever you're looking for, I can help you find it, and we'll have it ready in 30 days. Custom furniture from Bassett. It's a great way to make your home your own.
A sports injury can put you out of action. But your game's not over because you drafted the right team. At the Bone and Joint Clinic, you're treated by experts in sports medicine, experienced therapists and staff, and the latest equipment and services in a comfortable environment where you're treated like family because we want to see you suit up again. The Bone and Joint Clinic.
PlayFootballMagazine.com. Pick up the magazine at any of the Barnes & Nobles. I also want to mention November the 10th, we're going to be doing a magazine signing for all the fans to come out since 1996. Since I started the magazine, we wish games. Some coaches are watching film, but we'd love for you to come out and be a part of it. If you have any questions, email me at elbrakeen@aol.com. Getting back to football, we've got Kenneth Marshall still. We're going to talk about Westgate, New Iberia, Franklin High School, West St. Mary. That's his area. That's the area where he follows really, really close. He played, but he still follows it pretty hard. And then Coach David Dykes, the head coach at Live Oak, his star quarterback, Cola Blanc, they're on the set right now. We're going to talk about Live Oak and their tough game with rival Walker. Coach, you want to start off and talk about the rival game this Friday with?
It's a big rivalry, you know. For years, you know, they've been playing each other, and you know, I've heard stories from, you know, stabbings after the game in the crowd to some wackiness on the field. It's a border war. The kids, doesn't take a whole lot to get the kids pumped up for this one.
Perkins, running back.
Yeah, it's he's a heck of a player. You know, watching him on film last year, you know, before we played him, wasn't real impressive. You know, he had put some points up. Well, this year, I mean, he's the leading rusher in the state. I think he's the leading scorer in the state right now, and not many people have found a way to stop him. He's pretty good. He's their offense. You know, it's a one-man show. Not to take anything away from any other kids, but I mean, he's a one-man show.
We're going to go to Recruit of the Week. I want you to talk about Cole LeBlanc when we come back. I know Cole is becoming a good quarterback for you this year.
Good.
And then we're still going to get to Kenneth. We're going to go ahead and Recruit of the Week.
The Recruit of the Week is brought to you by State Farm agents Joe Skabinski and Tommy DeSormo.
This is a quarterback at Como High School in Lafayette. Kenneth's very familiar with. Number 9 here in blue, 6'4", 220. This year he's a safety. He moved to safety at 6'4", 220, runs a 4.5. This is him running the ball as a quarterback. His daddy was the defensive coordinator last year for ULL Raging Cajuns. And same name. This is a junior, Fuquay. And Kenneth, what do you think of this guy? Your buddy Ronald Gunner's on the staff.
Right, Ronald Gunner's on the staff, and actually Kevin Fuquay is a Franklin, Louisiana native.
I didn't know that.
And Kevin Fuquay, the father, I actually grew up with him, played pretty much in the driveway in the basketball days of growing up. And this kid, the son, is a brilliant football player. He's smart. I mean, you can play him at different positions. You can play him at tight end. You can play him at free safety. You can play him at quarterback. You can play him at running back. He's just that type of a football player. He's technique sound, and I think UL has a good recruit of commitment from Kevin Fuquay.
He reminds me of Jacob Cottrell, Acadiana High School.
Exactly.
Clone. Tall, going to be 230, 235, can run. He's in with Jacksonville Jaguars, Jacob, right? Right. Coach, back to Live Oak.
Yep.
Cole LeBlanc. You've had him 1 year.
Kinda
1 year.
Yeah.
But 1 year for football to start for you. Transfer from Central.
Yep.
6'2", over 200 pounds.
208?
208 as of today, right?
It's a
daily thing.
We weigh him every day, make sure he's eating right.
You're a great lineman coach, by the way. Your line is always ready, and because I know that's your forte, the line.
Yeah.
You got a big line, and you got this big quarterback. What is it like to have this big quarterback this year?
It's nice to have somebody in the backfield that can tote it every once in a while. You know, it keeps people on their toes. You know, teams have got to not only scheme for our running game, but scheme for a running game where a quarterback's going to touch the ball. That makes it a little tougher. You know, sometimes, you know, defenses, you know, you don't account for that quarterback in the backfield because, you know, he's handing it off a lot of times. But when you got to account for a quarterback that can tuck it and go, it makes it a little tougher on the defense.
Cole, how do you like your O-line averaging 250, 260 across the board? And when you got one that's 6'6", 270,
yes,
Clay Landry.
Clay Landry, having an O-line like that takes a lot of pressure off of me. And, I mean, me being able to run the ball and being able to throw the ball, they do a great job up front of giving me get the protection I need and run blocking.
And you're pretty deceptive with your speed for a big guy. You're pretty good running around in the pocket, too, I noticed.
Yes, sir. I like to take pride in that. We do a lot of rollout, stuff like that in practice, and Coach Dykes, he coaches up real hard on that. So being able to throw the ball on the run is something that you have to be able to do in our offense.
And you have an arm. I mean, you're not just a big kid. You actually can sling it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Where do you want to go to college?
Loves playing Death Valley. I mean, who wouldn't?
Any boy from Louisiana.
Any kid in Louisiana, I'm sure would love to have that opportunity.
Any final thoughts before we go to break about the opponents this week, or just anything family you want to mention while you're on the camera?
Well, Walker, got Walker this week. All the teams fired up, and I'm looking forward to this one.
When we come back, we're going to have Trey Tolliver, John Taber from Glen Oaks, and we have a gift for Coach Dykes, and also a T-shirt for Cole LeBlanc from Live Oak. We'll be back in just a moment. More Louisiana Football TV Magazine.
opportunity here to tell you why you need to check out ITI Technical College. You can get your technical drafting degree in less than 2 years. You get specialized technical training, work in areas like architecture, manufacturing, construction, or engineering. Get hands-on training, skills for a competitive edge, flexible class schedules, and financial aid is available.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College. Listen to opportunity. Call ITI now or go online. It's that simple. We're your key to a better life.
At ITI, opportunity doesn't just knock, it rocks.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat everyone from Grand Slam hitters to grandparents. Now with 7 locations to serve you. If your doctor recommends physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, the physical therapy choice of baseball players, grandparents, and everyone in between.
Arrive to the game in style in a new or certified Peretti family vehicle.
Jaguar, with timeless elegance, is the sportiest, sexiest luxury automobile on the road. Land Rover is rough enough for all your hunting needs, yet refined enough to deserve valet parking. Mazda will connect you with your inner driver.
Remember, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you get to the game. Peretti, Jaguar, Land Rover.
Louisiana Office Supply is the largest stocking office product store in the South with a new 23,000 square foot showroom. For over 72 years, Louisiana Office Supply has met the demand for quality office products competitively priced with an extensive selection and knowledgeable staff. From office furniture to Post-it notes, there are supplies for every part of your office. Louisiana Office Supply, generation after generation, exceptional service since 1936.
If you're looking for the then make your first stop Co-op. Much more than just a bookstore. Co-op has the largest selection of LSU merchandise for the whole family, including tailgating supplies, LSU clothing and accessories, great gifts, and a whole lot more. Stop in or order online for the best prices on art supplies, school supplies, and textbooks. The Co-op Bookstore, where you'll always find the gear you need in the colors you bleed.
TV Magazine. We got Landry Williams back. We've got his players to end the show, Trey Tolliver, and also Jonte Hebert, the running back. You met Cole LeBlanc, Live Oak, great quarterback. David Dykes is still here with us, and Kenneth. We've got all the adults talking football. We were disagreeing over some stuff in the break, but it's fun, man. It's really fun to agree, disagree, right, with football, shop talk, right? I want to mention real quick, UL had a big win, 4-1. Coach Hudspeth had a great win, best record since 1988, since Coach Stokely was there. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Louisiana Tech lost to Hawaii. They got a good quarterback. Nicholls State lost. Got a good team, having a tough year. Mike could come back, huh, Kenneth?
I would think so.
Grambling, Doug's having a tough time right now. They've got 3 losses or 4 losses right now. He didn't inherit a lot this year. I think Doug will bring them back. Southern won. Big win for Coach Stump Mitchell. Tulane lost a tough one. I thought they were getting over, and I still think they're going to have a better year than they've had in the last 4. LSU, big win over Kentucky. It was like a scrimmage, if you want to know the truth, right? Yeah. It was a scrimmage. The real games this week against the Gators. I think the Gators have a lot of skill talent. Jeff Demps scares me. And so does the other running back, the 2 little guys.
Rainey.
And they're both track and field. You'd appreciate this, Kenneth. All-Americans.
Yes, runners, really runners.
Chris Rainey runs a 10 flat, 100 meters, guys.
That's flying.
Florida's struggling a little bit with the quarterback area. So
get this out real quick, and then I'm going to let Kenneth brag about some teams, and then also Coach Williams and Dykes. But Dutchtown, St. Michael's, East Ascension, Scotlandville, Episcopal U-High, they all have one thing in common locally here: good quarterbacks. All good, experienced quarterbacks. Live Oak, good quarterback, Cole LeBlanc. Central, young quarterback, could be better at the end of the year. Tough schedule. Catholic High, young talent quarterback, young team. Lafayette, Catholic New Iberia beats Notre Dame, Kenneth.
Yes, big game.
West St. Mary, brag on your commitment, guys, at West St. Mary.
West St. Mary, you got John J. Tillman, which is committed to Stanford, which is huge. It's something that's been a long time coming for somebody actually to be big, to go out in that area besides Harry and Jay Honor that went to Miami.
Gerald Hawkins.
Gerald Hawkins, that's commitment to LSU. And you got DeJuan Stewart that's committed to SMU. And I think those SMU commitment with DeJuan Stewart, I think DeJuan Stewart can actually play defensive back at LSU, and it's something that you know the kid actually could look at and see if LSU pins on him and pound him a little bit more. He probably would change his decision.
And 3 guys committed D1 out of what, 28 players?
Right. Out of 28, maybe 20, 25, 28 players, right?
Coach Williams, amazing, huh?
Amazing.
Because you have 25 players.
Yes.
And Coach Dykes, you don't have 3 D1 seniors, but is that amazing for a team with just 25?
That's amazing.
I mean, you don't have, D1s aren't growing every day.
No,
right?
No, you don't find them too often.
Anybody in Lafayette? I think Acadiana's a sleeper. Still.
Right, Acadiana's a sleeper. Karakura is huge now. Karakura has a lot of talent that actually, from what I've looked at just on the Friday night highlights, which has at least 4 or 5 that can actually go play D1 right now.
Jalen Nixon, the quarterback, to me is a big sleeper.
And also Westgate is actually has a whole lot of talent. I mean, from the Edward Brown on down to Malvo and Allen and Antoine, and I mean, the list goes on for Westgate. Westgate is somebody that's sneaking up on people right now. They were 0-3 at the beginning of the season, and right now their season is actually taking off right now, and they are running that spurt in the last end of the segment.
And Coach Dykes, you know about Westgate when you're at Central.
Oh yeah,
they beat Georgetown last year.
Yeah, they're in that funky district now. They got to go all the way down to the bayou, right?
Yes, Central Lafourche, South Lafourche.
And you're from the Bayou.
Yeah.
You're at Live Oak. You went to Nichols.
It's a big circle, yeah.
You want to throw that out because you were at Nichols right after Kenneth.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. Guys, appreciate you being on. Kenneth will end the show with us with 2 recruits from Glen Oaks coming on next. Jonte Hebert, running back. Trey Tolliver, a lineman, O&D line for Glen Oaks. We'll be back in just a moment.
State Farm agents Joe Skabinski in Baton Rouge and Tommy DeSormo in Lafayette are there for you. Call today.
If you're looking for the gear you need in the colors you bleed, then make your first stop Co-op. Much more than just a bookstore, Co-op has the largest selection of LSU merchandise for the whole family, including tailgating supplies, LSU clothing and accessories, great gifts, and a whole lot more. Stop in or order online for the best prices on art supplies, school supplies, and textbooks. The Co-op Bookstore, where you'll always find the gear you need in the colors you bleed.
Have you made the right call?
I made the right call.
It's easy to do. Just touch the tones.
I made the right call.
If you want to talk to the pros, you've got to make the right call.
I made the right call.
It's not that kind of call. I'm talking about the professionals at Gage Telephone. From excellent products like Toshiba to great service after the sale, make the right call. Gage Telephone, 753-4243.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College. And for over 35 years, ITI has been a leader in technical education here in Baton Rouge.
ITI's medical division offers hands-on training in 3 new medical programs: medical billing and coding, medical management, and medical assistant. ITI offers flexible class schedules, and financial aid is available.
So let ITI help you discover a better life. Call now or go online. It's that simple.
ITI for a better life.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat everyone from 3-point shooters to 3-piece suits, now with 7 locations to serve you. If your doctor recommends physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, the physical therapy choice of basketball players, businessmen, and everyone in between.
Check out LAFootballMagazine.com. Again, you can get it on the website or at Barnes & Noble, whichever you prefer. If you like ordering it on the computer or Barnes & Noble, like me and Kenneth were talking. In 1988, when we played high school football, I ran track. I remember getting the first computer in my senior year, and I thought it was a spaceship, right? I mean, we didn't have computers back in the day. No. We've got 2 recruits that have joined us. Jonte Hebert, running back, DB / for Glen Oaks. And also Trey Tolliver, O-lineman, D-lineman, special teams, maybe even water boy, right, sometimes? Guys, thank you for coming on. You coach Landry Williams, one of the best coaches in the state. Guys, every time I film Glen Oaks, it seems like you have no choice to play hard because you're out there the whole game, but I see a lot of effort. I mean, Trey, we start with you. I mean, you play O and D-line in some tough games.
Yes, sir.
You bring it. You're 6'2", you're 270. You said you lost some weight, right?
Yes, sir. All the running we do.
What was your weight?
I was 285 at the beginning of the summer. I mean, at the end of the summer, I was 285. I mean, I was getting way out 285. I was like feeling good, but we got the running. I mean,
you're in track shop, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you didn't look slow when you were 285. You know, you got good feet for the college coaches. This is a lineman that can play D tackle, in my opinion, D1 for any school in Louisiana. He's just, you know, he's a sleeper. You know, because guys, you know, think you're not 6'4", 6'5", but if you got good feet at 6'2", 270, nose guard, DN maybe. I mean, you look 4'9" on film. Trey, what do you run the 40 actually?
When I went to the combine, the Nike combine, I had ran like a 5 flat. And when I gained my weight, when I got my weight up, I ran 5'2".
Which is trucking it at 285. The speedster next to you, Jonte Hebert. One of the most exciting skill players in Baton Rouge. I'm going to brag on you a little bit too. I've filmed several games, and when you get the ball and outside, you make people look stupid with your moves. You want to be a running back in college? You want to be a specialist or a DB?
It don't really matter. I just want to get to college, get the chance to play.
Where do you want to play? What school would you like to go to?
I don't really have a specific school. I just want to play D1 ball.
Now you run track too, I know.
Yes, sir.
What is your top 100-meter time to date?
I don't really run a 100. I run a 2 and a 4.
What's your top times?
In the 2, I ran a 21.9, and in the 400, I ran a 48.
And Trey, do you throw a shot put?
No, sir.
You got the great shot putter right here. Kenneth, any advice for this man?
to throw it, I mean, to 3A, you know, which was winning probably 52 feet or probably 50 feet to win 3A in the state of Louisiana right now.
And Kenneth, tell these young men how much you weighed and how big you were when you were in high school throwing the shot put.
When I was in high school throwing the shot put, I was about maybe 315. And I was bench pressing about 560 pounds at the time.
Just 560?
Just 560. I mean, I'm guesstimating. It probably, incline was about maybe 510 pounds incline. I mean, I was just real strong. I mean, it was gifted, and you know, he looked like he's a kid that can throw it.
Kenneth, what was your best max like later on in college? Did you hit 6?
I think my best max was at Nichols. I think it was 580.
Unbelievable.
580 with a power clean of 350. That was overhead clean and jerk. So I was actually just gifted in strength, and then I mean, it's something that a kid actually, if he wants to be able to do this in life, is something. I mean, this kid right here is a super athlete. I can see it from head to toe. I mean, you know, it's just unbelievable.
Trey, if you start lifting now, you might catch that in, what, about 5 years? You might want to do a little track. I mean, shot put, when you throw the shot put, Kenneth will tell you, it helps you in recruiting as a lineman because it shows your athletic ability.
Yes, sir.
And your track coach might love us tonight, right? We're trying to recruit you on the track team, and you got a track guy next to you.
Our track coach, Coach Williams.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
He's here. Your head football coach. Throw the shot put, he's telling. He's got his hands up. Throw the
And Coach
shot
Williams
put.
probably couldn't agree to it. 50 feet of Win State in 3A right now.
Yeah, and 55 might not ever happen in 5A, right?
Right, you're right.
I can't believe, you know, it's amazing that you threw the shot put 67 feet. Has anybody thrown it over 60 since 88,
That was
89?
Marcus Cavell from New Iberia. He was actually Marcus Cavell of New Iberia. He was another guy over the 60s. And I don't think anybody after that, it was just down here from there, like 55, 56.
But Kenneth, you were 310, but Marcus Clavell was 370.
Yes.
6'8".
Huge. Good guy, great guy, wonderful person. I mean, you know, it is what it is with Big MC, you know? I mean,
yeah.
He's a wonderful person.
I want to mention, too, in New Orleans, we're talking about Baton Rouge and Lafayette. New Orleans gets the show. We're not leaving New Orleans out, but Jesuit, Brother Martin, Newman's a sleeper. St. Charles Catholic is a sleeper. John Curtis, it's my prediction to win 2A, by the way. The best team they've had in a long time. Not recruits, but the best team that I've seen them have in many years. I still like Acadian in 5A to go a long way in the playoffs. St. Thomas More defeated Evangel Christian. I mean, it wasn't even close. Did you see that, Kenneth?
I saw the score on that one, right.
I mean, and then Notre Dame lost to Catholic in New Iberia, who's got a good program coached by Keith Menard. Franklin High School. We didn't talk about Franklin much.
Right, Franklin High School. It's 3A in the same division with Glen Oaks, and you know, they schedule right now. I think they may be 2 and 3 at the time right now. They're 1 and 1 in district, and you know they have Alan Lockett, which is 6'5", 230 pounds, which could be a great college football player. It needs a little more weight on his body, but he looks more like a basketball player than a football player. And you got McFarland, which is a strong safety that's actually good. And you got Derek Kelly as a receiver, which is a wonderful person at the receiver spot.
And I want to mention, too, I left 2 teams out earlier, but St. Michael's and Denham Springs also are 2 more teams locally in Baton Rouge that have good quarterbacks. Kyle Citadel, transfer from Redemptus at Denham, great quarterback. They lost to Rummel a couple of weeks ago, who's got a good program. Dash Duncan's a heck of a quarterback at St. Michael's. That's a team that's a sleeper. And Southern Lab locally, Kenneth, is a sleeper program. We're running out of time, but I want to thank all our guests. Kenneth Marshall coming all the way from St. Mary Parish, Trey Tolliver, John Taber, recruits from Glen Oaks, Cole LeBlanc, quarterback Live Oak, David Dykes, head coach Live Oak, Landry Williams, the head coach from Glen Oaks, and also Leonard Marshall, famous legend, one of the best D tackles to ever come out of Louisiana. We'll see you next Tuesday. Catch the replay tonight at 10:30. We'll see you next week.